Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our presiding officer for today's ceremony, Colonel Travis Layton, welcome to the Team Lajes' monthly promotion ceremony. I am Master Sergeant Brandon Ludeman from the 65th Operations Support Squadron.
And I'm Technical Sergeant Tasha Atchley, also from the 65th Operations Support Squadron, and together we'll be your narrators for today's ceremony. Our proffer is also from the 65th Operations Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Christine Holmes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remain standing for the arrival of the official party, the singing of the Portuguese and American national anthems, and the invocation from the chaplain.
Heróis do mar, nobre povo, nação valente e imortal, levantai hoje de novo o esplendor de Portugal. Entre as brumas da memória, ó pátria, sente-se voz, dos teus egregios avós, que há de guiar-te a vitória. As armas, sobre a terra, sobre o mar. As armas, pela pátria lutar, contra os canos marchar. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Will you please join me in prayer? Our God in heaven, we are so thankful for this day where we get to celebrate the promotion of these fine airmen. God, we ask for your blessing upon them. Lord, as they will be moving into new and increased levels of leadership, give them your strength, give them your wisdom, and give them everything that they need to fulfill the call upon them as airmen. God, we thank you for every person in their life who has contributed to the place they are now in their careers. Of course, loved ones who are, many of them not here with us today, but are back home who love them and care for them. We ask God for our thankfulness in our hearts for them. We also thank you for the leaders who have poured into their lives, given them mentorship and direction so that they might achieve what they are achieving today. We especially give thanks for all of them and all of the airmen here who can celebrate together with them on this fine day for them. We pray these things in your precious name. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain McMillan. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
At this time, we'd like to welcome our distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until the end. Thank you.
The 65th Air Base Group Commander, Colonel Travis Layton.
The 65th Air Base Group Superintendent, Chief Master Sergeant Michael Andrews. And the 65th Air Base Group First Sergeant, Senior Master Sergeant Jason Wilson. We also want to extend a warm welcome to all commanders, superintendents, supervisors, and the proud member of Team Lajes.
Finally, even though they could not be here, we'd like to recognize the spouses and family members of those being promoted today. Their encouragement and sacrifices have played a significant role in the success of their airmen.
We will now recognize Lajes Field's newest promotees. We want to remind everyone that this is a celebration of great achievement. So don't be shy about showing your unit pride. And we also encourage friends to make sure you make any adjustments so you can take the right photos.
A promotion is a significant career achievement and affects the lives of all airmen and their families. This is a day of eager anticipation for those being promoted as they progress to higher levels of authority and responsibility.
The members being recognized today have earned promotion to the next grade through their hard work, the recommendation of their supervisor, and the approval of their commander.
The enlisted force structure, or the Little Brown Book, serves as a guide for all airmen, no matter what rank or level of experience. From this book, we pull useful information that can help shape our careers.
With every progression in rank, airmen gain additional responsibility and enlarge their sphere of influence. There will be greater things expected of them as they climb to the higher ranks, and it will be helpful to look to their supervisors, first sergeants, and commanders for guidance.
Attaining the rank of senior airman is a significant milestone in an airman's career. You have demonstrated to your supervisors and commanders that you have the potential to assume the responsibilities of a senior airman. Major Buckley and Master Sergeant Carrier, will you please come forward to recognize your airman being promoted to the rank of senior airman?
Assuming the rank of senior airman. From the 65th Security Forces Squadron, Senior Airman Gabriel Guineo. Senior Airman Granillo hails from Bakersfield, California. He has a short-term goal of earning a CCAF degree and a long-term goal of being a tech school instructor. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, our newest Senior Airman. Attaining the rank of Staff Sergeant is a significant milestone in an airman's career. No longer airman, you are now a member of the Air Force Non-Commissioned Officer Corps. You have demonstrated to your supervisors and commanders that you have the potential to assume the responsibilities of a non-commissioned officer and lead airmen from the very ranks that you just left.
Assuming the rank of Staff Sergeant. From the 65th Security Forces Squadron, Staff Sergeant Christian Gentle. Staff Sergeant Gentle hails from Galveston, Texas. He has a short-term goal of creating a smooth transition into his next duty station and a long-term goal of making Master Sergeant and becoming a First Sergeant.
Yeah. Also assuming the rank of Staff Sergeant. From the 65th Security Forces Squadron, Staff Sergeant Matthew Williams. Staff Sergeant Williams hails from Columbus, Georgia. He has a short-term goal of making technical sergeant and a long-term goal of completing his bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Yeah. Thank you, Major Buckley and Staff Sergeant Carrier. Staff Sergeant Gentle and Staff Sergeant Williams, front and center.
Tech Sergeant Hammer, please come forward and charge our new staff sergeants with the non-commissioned officer responsibilities.
Congratulations on your promotion to Staff Sergeant. Your appointment as a non-commissioned officer in the United States Air Force carries with it the obligation that you exercise additional authority and willingly accept greater responsibility. All NCOs, please stand. Raise your right hand. United States Air Force non-commissioned officer. You are charged with ensuring that personnel and resources under your control are effectively used. You are charged with remaining alert to detecting adverse morale trends and initiating corrective actions within your control, providing appropriate feedback to superiors. You are charged with maintaining the highest level of communication and rapport with subordinates, remaining attuned to their needs, being ever mindful that the key is empathy, not apathy. You are charged with actively encouraging and motivating both on and off duty involvement in unit and base activities by leading the way. You're charged with ensuring that people are treated fairly by all agencies' activities, both on and off base, and initiating corrective actions in any instance which violates this principle. You're charged with always wearing the uniform properly and ensuring compliance from subordinates. You're charged with a personal responsibility to take advantage of on and off duty educational programs, which will enhance your professional development and preparation to assume increased leadership responsibilities in your quest to attain higher NCO grades. You're charged at all times with presenting an image of competence, integrity, and pride, the image of a professional non-commissioned officer. Staff Sergeant Gentle and Staff Sergeant Williams, do you accept these charges?
We do.
Thank you, Technical Sergeant Hammer. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our newest staff sergeants.
Attaining the rank of technical sergeant is a significant milestone in an airman's career. You have demonstrated to your supervisors and commanders that you have the potential to assume the responsibilities of a technical sergeant. Assuming the rank of technical sergeant. From the 65th Security Forces Squadron, Technical Sergeant Ashley Allen. Technical Sergeant Allen hails from Salem, Oregon. She has a short-term goal of completing her bachelor's degree in criminal justice and human services and a long-term goal of retiring and opening a coffee shop on the beach. Thank you, Major Buckley and Master Sergeant Carrier.
Lieutenant Colonel Soto and Master Sergeant Hendricks, will you please come forward to recognize your airman being promoted to the rank of Technical Sergeant? Assuming the rank of Technical Sergeant. From the 65th Operations Support Squadron, Technical Sergeant Scott Miller. Technical Sergeant Miller hails from Hudson, Wisconsin. He has a short-term goal of learning some Spanish and a long-term goal of completing his bachelor's degree in air traffic control management.
Thank you, Colonel Soto and Master Sergeant Hendricks. Ladies and gentlemen, our newest technical sergeants.
Colonel Layton, Chief Andrews, will you please join us on stage for some closing remarks?
Okay, so today, Chief gets the last word.
Changing it up.
So before he does, I just want to say a huge congratulations to our promotees. It is really great to have the opportunity to celebrate a promotion with you, and this is no small achievement. And so I want to say congratulations, and I look forward to seeing what you do with the new rank. And if you have heard me at these events before, I would expect that you are already going out and developing that next person that you know to be worthy and to be able to earn their next stripes. And I know that you've already gone out and you've profusely thanked all those folks that got you to where you are today, your family, and your supervisors, and your mentors. So before I turn it over to the Chief, one more thought, and this comes from our wing expectations. And the thought is delegate, anticipate, develop, and reflect. And so as we take on new rank and we take on more complex jobs and new responsibilities, it's always a good reminder to us to make sure that we're using all of the leadership skills and management skills that the Air Force has invested so heavily to give us. And so in that thought, making sure that you're prioritizing and putting your efforts toward the most important things, that you're delegating, that you're empowering your subordinates, and that you're trusting your peers and subordinates to get the work done, and that you're managing your time and always having a plan. The cool thing about that is that as I walk around the group, I can tell that everybody's already doing that. So that's really just a reminder, and that's what's so great about being in the Air Force, and that's what's so great about being in the 65th Air Base Group, is because you guys already do that, and you are that awesome. So congrats again, and I'll turn it over to the Chief.
Great, so this is our very last promotion ceremony for 2018. and kind of an early Christmas present for our 5 promotees here. And so today I was reflecting what I would get up here and talk about, and I always go to the little brown book, the Enlisted Force Structure, and I kind of review it. And today I decided I wanted to pick out kind of one of them, what I feel like is something significant from each of those ranks. We have 1 new senior airman, 2 new staff sergeants, and 2 new tech sergeants. So starting with senior airman, I'm looking in there and I'm like, hey, what is significant from the little brown book? One little thing maybe I could pull out. And they're supposed to be considered a skilled technician. And hopefully your peers and everybody, you were promoted. They already saw that. They saw the potential in you. And now after you've been promoted, it's now an expectation that you are a skilled technician. You're expected to know all of the core tasks in your career field education and training plan, plus any local task. You're that guy. You're also now going to go to some PME, and you'll become a supervisor, between now and the probably next 1 to 2 years, and then you'll start supervising people for the very first time in the Air Force. I think that's very significant for brand new senior airmen. So moving on to our new staff sergeants. They're also, part of their thing is they're now supposed to be training up the other ones. They're supervising larger groups, supervising more people. They're also advancing their trade. They're working on their 7-level task, getting through all those. 7-level CDC, some of them, I believe Security Forces has a school they have to go to for 7-level. So those are some unique things that they will be stepping up to. And not that this is new for Security Forces members, but when you become an NCO, you can now issue lawful orders out. Article 92 of the UCMJ gives you that right. So I don't know if you all realize that or not, but it's not that we're staff sergeants are out there using that every single day. Probably we don't see that a lot, but I think it's very unique that you can do that. So moving on to our tech sergeants, and the thing that really strikes me about tech sergeants is you are often considered the most technical, skilled person in your AFSC and your unit. You are the one they're going to come to and expect to be proficient in anything that if our senior airman can't solve it or our staff sergeant can't solve it, we now expect the tech sergeant to solve it. As of today, you're expected to meet these expectations that we saw the potential in you. So those are the things I would like to point out for these new grades that we're now moved into. And so before we go, I think we just want to give a special thanks to OSS. They are our sponsors for this month's promotion ceremony, for our proffers, for our MC, our chaplain, our anthem singers. And with all that and our promotees, one more round of applause.
Thank you, Colonel Layton and Chief Andrews.
Well, Chief stole my next line about giving one last round of applause. So we're gonna move on, Chief.
All right, please join us in the singing of the Air Force song.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please follow the official party to congratulate our promotees, and then feel free to join us for refreshments. And thank you and have a great Air Force Day.